So yeah, bro, we're gonna talk about obviously latest transfer, or not the transfer talk, takeover talk, innit? Takeover, fakeover,
Okay, interesting.
part 5, man. I've not even read that much into it, but I'm interested to get your thoughts on it, man. What are you thinking?
Um, to be honest, I haven't really followed the story. To be honest, I only heard about it, I think, last night on the Sky Sports app, I think.
Yeah,
And it's one of those things. It's easy to not read too much into it, but I'm hearing people confirming who the source is, saying that the journalist is concrete and stuff. I'll be honest, I don't know what to think of it really, but we all know Ashley doesn't want to sell.
yeah. I mean, we've been here before, innit? We always hear about some sort of takeover around about the January time, don't we? You know, there's always some sort of fakeover talk, whether it's the Sheiks, whether it's what's her name, Amanda Stavely, Peter Kenyon, Vince McMahon, and now it's
Yeah,
just another name to add because I don't know. They must be bored at home, innit? They must be thinking, "Oh, what can we do?" Because
yeah, exactly.
yeah, how can we just get the guys interested? So
Yeah,
I just think
but
it's just
apparently Stavely's involved. I'm hearing.
Stavely's always involved, man. But I think you know what? She must just get paid in it just to say, "Oh, I'm interested, but I'm not going to do nothing." And then they're going to go down the whole, "Oh, we created a company," which is easy to do by a company's house, and then
Yeah,
nothing comes of it, innit? So
yeah. Some miscellaneous Dubai consortium is involved.
it's always the same thing though, isn't it? Like until Mike comes out himself and says, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to leave you guys to it. See if you guys can do any better. That's when I'm going to believe it. I'm not going to believe any credible journalists. I'm not going to believe any paper talk because they're all under the same umbrella for me. Until the man himself comes out and says, yep, done and dusted. I'm going to go back to my Sports Direct shops and whatever.
Exactly.
I'm not believing no one, bro.
Mate,
Yeah.
apparently I've heard House of Fraser have had like lots of their like share price wiped off the stock market and stuff. So that's even less of a reason for him to sell unless he's making a profit.
I always say to this, like, if you're Mike Ashley, why would you sell? You're going to get a guaranteed what? Obviously, we fluctuated up and down, 40 to 50,000 fans coming through the doors, home. Then obviously away fans is another thing altogether. You guaranteed TV money if we stay in the Premier League. We've got valuable assets in the players that we've signed that we can sell off for double the price that we've got them in for. So why would you sell? And then the fact that you can promote your primary brand all around our stadium pretty much for free. Why would you
Exactly.
sell? Why would you sell? Like I wouldn't sell if I was in that situation. I'm gonna hold my hands up. So
Exactly.
unless you can get stupid money, then why would you sell?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, just in case, since we're on the subject with the whole coronavirus epidemic, what does that mean for contracts that are going to expire? There's
Mm,
just lots of grey areas that no one's anticipated. What does
mm.
that mean for the transfer market? What does that mean for players who are out of contract? If the season doesn't start on June the 30th and haven't found clubs, etc., what does that mean for players who, I think someone mentioned this before. I think Darryl mentioned, what does this mean for players who have signed pre-contract agreements in January with their
Yeah,
current clubs?
that is very interesting. I mean, from a Newcastle point of view, I'm more interested in like the loans, for example. Danny Rose, obviously he only joined us because he wanted to get into the Euros, and obviously the Euros not happening this year. Got Lazaro, who wanted to get back to the Inter Milan first team. That's not going to happen anytime soon, but he's now with us now. And then you even got to think about players like Jetro Willems, who's obviously wants to come back to us once he's up and running. And then like obviously then you got to think about other players like Dubravka. Dubravka who's out for 6 weeks, which benefits us now because he'd be able to come back and he's not missed a game. So it's kind of ups and downs to it, I think. But
Yeah, I mean, for example, I think Inter paid 18, 20 mil for Lazaro, so I'm assuming he's on a decent salary. He must be on 60 grand plus.
mm,
So are we going to extend his loan for another season? It all depends when the season starts.
well,
I
it's
mean,
all
you
the
can't even think about buying new players if we don't know the format for the transfer market. So as nuts as it sounds, the season's not even over. Like we can't even think about buying new players yet.
yeah.
But at the
Well,
same time, it's mad because you want to think about the players you want to keep and who you want to let go. It's just crazy, man.
it all depends what they do with the season. If they start it from where it finished with what 9 games to go, then okay, that's one thing. But if they start it afresh, like, do we keep half? Well, do we keep half the players that we've got? Do we keep the loan players that we've got? Do we need to bring in more players? It's all a bit of a madness, isn't it, man?
what I don't understand is obviously this epidemic is going around Europe, so you're expecting each football league season to sync, so they have the equal amount of like rest during like close season to pre-season, and even that's not guaranteed. So it's just crazy. Do you see the point I'm making?
Yeah, no, I totally agree, man. Like,
It doesn't make sense. There's a lot that doesn't make sense that I can't get my head around.
I think there needs to be like a blanket approach across all the leagues. So either we're all starting again, or we're all carrying on from where we're going. Not just like, I think was it last week they announced that obviously they're stopping non-league football, null and voids,
Yeah, I heard that.
grassroots football, and all the rest of it. But then you've got like the upper leagues, the Premier League, and all the other leagues. Like they're still up in the air, so we don't know what's going on. So it's just a bit crazy, bro. It's crazy. But yeah. Did you see that show yesterday that Robbie Lyle was on?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What do
I
you
watched
think about
bit
that?
of the Ian Root show as well. What took my note was the bit when the Leicester fans said that he was getting abused by his own Leicester fans as a 9-year-old boy, and he got saved by some Newcastle fans.
Yeah, I heard that. Which was weird because I didn't think it would have been like that. Obviously, I could imagine the Newcastle fans trying to get in the home in, but that's a bit madness still. But I don't know. Have you been through any of that yourself, like as a fan yourself?
In fairness, I actually haven't.
Yeah.
That's the next point I was about to touch on. I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I have, but yeah,
Where?
yeah, up in Newcastle, man. Like as much as we're good fans and loyal fans and all the rest of it, there's ignorant fans everywhere. Like everyone tries to say that's not our fan base, but let's face it, there's ignorant fans everywhere. Whether it's Newcastle, Chelsea, Millwall, whatever. I remember one fan. What was it? The Newcastle versus Sunderland game. It wasn't directly aimed at me, but obviously he still said, I think he called Sissoko a black cunt. And
Was it?
yeah, and that forever stuck in my mind. I remember because Sissoko was having a mare. He was having a terrible game, and every single time it kept building up. Like I remember him saying, "Oh, you're useless, Sissoko." Next charge, "Oh, you're terrible, Sissoko." And I was just waiting for it. And then lo and behold, "Oh, Sissoko, you black cunt." I just looked at him.
Was it?
Yeah, man. And this was in the bar underneath the. It wasn't actually in the stadium. It was in the bar because I didn't get a ticket. It was in the bar. Was it Terrace Bar? And the bloody weird thing is as well, the security guard was right next to me. Didn't say a thing.
You went all the way there and you didn't get a ticket?
Nah, that's when I was living up there at the time. So I went to uni up there, but I couldn't get a ticket for the game because obviously it's sellout, innit? Time Derby. So the closest thing I could do was get like in the bar and I was watching it there. Obviously, probably the only black guy there, you know how it is. And then I'll just hear this man ranting around. He's probably had a couple of drinks. Well, he definitely had a couple of drinks, but obviously for that to still be in his mind, it's mad, innit? So there was that.
Yeah.
And then there's other things where like, you hear the certain little chants. No one's ever said like N-word or anything like that, but then just people just make stupid jokes in it because obviously we're still a minority in it as black Newcastle. We're still a minority in it. Like even when I've been doing YouTube, you still see idiotic comments like, "Oh, there's no black Newcastle fans." I'm like, "Yeah, there is. It's like at least there's at least a good 7 of them that I know offhand." So I get them everywhere in it. But yeah, it's an interesting shape, bro.
Yeah, I know. I get a lot of it to be honest, but I think the brunt of it that happened like the late 80s, early 90s, I think that was like a bit before my time. I started watching football like around about this season we got promoted to the Premier League. So the bit that did stick out was when the Crystal Palace chairman was talking about having black players as fair players, skilled players, but in terms of having like more common sense approach, we picked up. Do you remember that bit?
What was that? Was that last night?
Yeah, it was on the Ian Wright show when the Crystal Palace
afterwards. Oh, okay. I didn't watch that one, but I've seen that one before. Oh, did you say that then?
Yeah, it was basically hinting. Yeah, obviously we need a blend of players. We need I think I can't remember if he feels direct enough to say black, but he said the flair players, and then in terms of picking like leaders, more of a common sense approach, we'll go for a different type of players. But I can't remember if he used direct innuendos or whether it was indirect. But everybody picked up on it. It was in the paper.
Yeah. Oh, so that's going back to that sort of terminology, isn't it? Like back in the day, black players are only good for me because they're fast and quick. They're never like, the typical English winning the balls in the middle of the park until, I don't know, we started getting defensive midfielders and stuff.
Paul Ince became England captain.
Exactly. That's a landmark moment in itself, isn't it? So that just goes
Yeah,
to show that we're not just all skillful black players, that we've actually have got grit as well. We can mix it up. We do like to get our
yeah,
hands dirty, so to speak, innit? So yeah,
yeah. But
yeah, it's
the
mad.
whole going back to Ashley and him sending the club like this 100 mil that he's getting, yeah, for this TV money. What is he doing with that money? I know obviously he's probably taking it out of the club, putting it into his businesses, but
We know what he's doing with that money. We know, you know, full well that we're not seeing that 100 mil every single year. We're seeing half of that, if not
yeah,
less.
but it's probably paid in. I think it's paid in 3 installments. I don't think it's a lump sum.
No, even if
But
it's not a lump sum, like, you know full well it's coming to you. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, will I get the 100 mil or not? Like, he can bank on that. And the fact that we sold a lot of players over the years that we've probably still not even seen the benefits from. Come on, man. He's got more than enough in his bank account because he's a smart businessman.
exactly, he's got the money to pay those salaries. But I understand he doesn't know how long he's gonna have to pay them for. But surely there's enough. Like he's not getting a match day revenue, but surely he's got the money. Like you can't like just. Do you know what I mean? The club's got an atmosphere as well. You can't just like piss people off by just laying off staff and all that. Who exactly like apart from the when he says all the non-playing stuff? What about the first team coaches and stuff like that? I'm assuming it's not them. Is he talking like about like the kitchen people and people like that? Who's been laid off exactly,
I,
or who's
I,
been put on furlough rather?
I don't even know, bro. But again, he probably doesn't care about them too much because those are the ones that don't make him no money, innit? Let's face it, it's the people on the part that makes him money. Do you know what I mean? That's part of the reason why we've not invested in, training facilities and all the rest of it, because training facilities don't make us no money. It's the players that make us money. So he'd rather invest in a young 22-year-old like a Joe Linton, and then hopefully he'll kind of flourish from his 40 million price tag to 80 million, flog him, and that's 40 million. That's a sound investment for him, innit? So rather than,
Yeah, but we all know that's not going to happen though.
well, yeah, that was probably the worst example. But in terms of examples, again, play it behind me,
For
saint-maximin.
example, the long staffs we got them for free. Anything is a profit, really.
Exactly. But saint-maximin, I
Even if
reckon, we'll make a tidy profit on him because I can guarantee he won't be there for no longer than 2 seasons.
I'll
Two,
be surprised if he's there for the season after next.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. When we signed Genie Wijnaldum, I said to myself, he's not going to be here for very long. And lo and behold, obviously he's at Liverpool now, who was about to win the title. Because you can tell in terms of the players that we signed, he was a touch above the rest. And again, you could tell he was at the right age. Good signing in terms of where he'd go to, and there he is now, in it. So,
Exactly, and also from an owner's point of view, a player's worth a certain amount of money. What if they get injured and they're not the same? Maybe he's thinking, wow, maybe just flog them now in case something happens and they get injured and lose the full face value.
yeah, I mean, there was talk of Wolves coming in for saint-maximin, weren't there, earlier on?
Yeah, I've
So,
heard about that. That's been in and out of the papers over the last few months. I've heard that a couple of times.
yeah, because either you can play him together with Traore, or he's Traore's replacement, innit? Because people are looking at Traore thinking, oh, he's actually not too bad. So if they can
Yeah,
get in saint-maximin for 30, 40, probably serve Traore for more than that because he's now playing in Europe now, so he's got that extra bit of value. Then that's a
yeah,
nice tidy investment, but that leaves us with no one. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I suppose. As I said, the market we don't even know who to look at because I mean, in our defence, could be our benefit, but the players, for example, we don't know. They're training by themselves. They have to keep peak fitness. There's no guarantee when they come back they're going to be at peak fitness. So
Mm,
they may just not be what they were. Who knows? It
I
could
reckon.
take them 2, 4, 6 weeks to get up to speed, and then before that they're out of the team. They can't get back in, and then before you know they're out of the shop window. Who knows?
Yeah, but to be fair, that's probably all of the Premier League. To be fair, like they're all probably just at home, just lounging about. Yeah, boss, I'm just doing a couple runs in the back garden. Yeah, right. I'm playing playing FIFA or whatever, or playing flipping Football Manager or whatnot. So that's probably half the Premier
Yeah.
League. But going up to obviously this last game, Southampton game, who's your player of the season?
I would have to say it's Miggy. I remember you disagreed with me when I put that article in the group. It has to be really because, yeah, he misses a lot of chances, but puts the effort in. He puts in the miles. He does the running, links play. He puts tackles in. He tracks back. He's not greedy. He's a little bit greedy, to be fair, but
No,
he's got the right to be. He's got the right to be greedy.
okay, to be fair, right, on that last point, I think he should even be more greedy. I think he should, like, when he gets in those positions and he's always looking to, like, pretty much walk it in like old school Arsenal used to do, I think he should take a shot. Now, the reason why I didn't say Miggy is two reasons. A, is because Martin Dubravka. I mean, what else do I need to say? He's saved us countless amount of times. Even that save against, what was it, Crystal Palace? Worldy save.
Yeah.
And then I think this man behind me, bro, and people might disagree, but I think he's always a threat. He's always positive going forward. And
Yeah, I agree.
he's just that step ahead of Miggy in terms of like what he can bring to the table. I know Miggy's got more goals and all the rest of it, but I just think he's got a lot going for him this season. He's definitely like a fan's favourite of the season.
Yeah, I
But,
wouldn't disagree with you, to be honest, to be fair. There's not much between them. But,
but for me, I would say
yeah,
Dubravka. I think Dubravka's been more, he's been more solid throughout. Like he's given you solid 7, 8 out of 10, pretty much most games. You know, I mean, bar a couple of games, he's had a couple of shaky games, but I'd say he's performed a bit more than Miggy.
I suppose. Can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I don't know. It's just hard to, like, you want to talk about who we want to keep, who we're going to go, who should we sign. Have you heard of apparently been linked to these 2 Burnley players on a free transfer?
Oh, was it Hendrick and is it Brady?
Either way, 2 free transfers, that's right up our alley, man. More bodies in the squad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I don't know. I feel a bit snobbish by saying this, but I don't know if Burnley players is up our street, like in terms of the way we should be going. But beggars can't be choosers and all the rest of it. I don't know. It just feels a bit weird, like we're linked with Burnley players. I mean, if I was going to go for a Burnley player, it wouldn't be them two. It'd probably be Dwight McNeil, sick player. I could see him being an England international because again, we've not had a out and out left winger for a long, long time. From what? Where am I talking now? Maybe Chris Waddle, if I can think of anyone like an out and out left winger, not trying to stick Joe Cole on left wing or Paul Scholes left wing in the same Goran Eriksson area, like out and out left winger. Stuart Downing, maybe, I don't know. I'm just freestyling here, but I can't really think of anyone else. So that's the only player that I would really go to for Burnley. But I can see your point in terms of free transfers because you know how we are. We're tight as hell. We're not going to spend much money, are we?
Yeah. In terms of midfield, it's hard to see who's going to go, to be honest, because we need to throw up a space. I can't see, obviously, Matt Longstaff's got contract issues.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Why we've left it so long? Like, surely, if he wants to be on the same amount of as his brother, then put him on that. Because let's face it, he's worth it at the moment. He puts in a shift. He's actually contributed a lot more than his brother this season. And again, you're essentially, this is with my Mike Ashley head on, you're going to get money back if you do sell him. Let's face it. I don't think the value for Sean's gone down. Matty's definitely gone up. And comparing to what he's on now, apparently he's on like £800 a week, which for a Premier League footballer is not a lot. So I don't know what he's falling over, unless he's wanting crazy peas, but he's got to face facts. He's at Newcastle United, not flipping Manchester United.
Yeah. Don't you think in defence, but why the hell have we got 3 right backs? That was just, we didn't need to sign Croft.
Bro, we haven't got that right back situation right since what?
Why have we got 3?
I don't think we've got it right since David Santon, bro. You know what I mean? That's going how... Oh, no, sorry, Matthew Debuchy. We haven't got the right back situation back right since then. And none of those 3 right backs are decent for me. The only one who works is Manquillo, and that's only certain games. But as I said, like we've got 3 right backs. None of them are really saying it, are they? Let's face it. Look at your face. You're like, it's not.
No, they're all squad player standard. I mean, Manquillo. Liete will be the starter now.
He's the best out of a kind of bad bunch,
Yeah,
isn't it?
He switches off though, man.
I know, bro. But again, in terms of what we're looking for, if we just want a right back to be a right back, it's Manquillo. If you want a little bit of pace going forward, it's Yedlin. Kraft, I'm still yet to find out what he does in it. Like, I don't know. I feel like we've been shafted with him. Like, in terms of our recruitment, that's what I want to ask you. In terms of our recruitment, like, what have you made of it? We signed, what, Kraft, Saint-Maximin, Carroll, who else is there? Willems on loan. That's just...
Lazaro.
Yeah, and obviously then in January, Lazaro, Rose,
Bentaleb.
Bentaleb.
Well, Lazaro, I mean, to be fair, in his first couple of games, he was playing wing back. That's clearly wasn't his position. He got found out a little bit.
Yeah.
He's played decent, but to be fair, he played decent against West Brom.
Yeah.
A League One team, so a Premier League Championship team. So, yeah, he may have something to offer, but I just don't think I've seen enough of him to make a judgment of him, to be fair.
But the rest of the signings overall, like, what's worked, what hasn't? Obviously, Saint-Maximin's worked, or worked the most anyway.
I would say Willems worked. I remember the first game against Arsenal where he was a bit off the pace. He gave the ball away, and then Aubameyang scored, but clearly made up for it with that goal at Anfield. And obviously that goal against Man City as well. He's obviously on a wavelength. Whether we're going to sign him or not, he's got more time to recover from his injury, so that could go in our favour. Who knows? But yeah, if it was up to me, yeah, I'd sign him. Don't know what his value was.
I think that's was
there what's it called? Was there an option to buy?
I think so. I think 10 million's pretty much standard for a left back. Whether he's going to be the same left back that we signed, obviously last year, or it's last year, then I don't know. But
that's a good point. When's the last time we actually spent decent money on a defender, like close to 10 mil on a defender?
Didn't we spend like eight on
Lejeune?
Yeah, 8 on Lejeune. Yeah.
It was either Lejeune or Colaccini.
Yeah.
I know we paid 3 mil for Shaw, 3.5. Yeah, we don't really spend money on defenders, do we?
No.
Yeah.
But what about the rest? What about Carroll? Did that work or not? Because obviously,
clearly he hasn't played the games. I don't know what his injury is. It's just secretive. I know he's off the booze, so it's nothing to do with his lifestyle. Because apparently he stopped drinking. So he's just got some mysterious injury. I know it does make a difference. He's one of those players. Even when he doesn't score, he can still get an 8 out of 10. But we just haven't seen enough of him. Yeah, it's good to have him around the changing room. I'm sure if you got a run of 2 or 3 games, he'll contribute. But once again, he's another one like Willems. Having the staggered season, it could benefit him. He could get games to earn a new contract.
So you reckon that one worked?
Well, it hasn't, has it? He hasn't scored. He may have had 1 or 2 assists. But like I'm saying, I'm confident if he had played with Conte, he would have contributed.
Yeah.
But he just hasn't had the chance to showcase what he can do. So it really hasn't. But if he had played the same number of games as Joe Linton, he would have definitely scored more goals.
So it's that one didn't work then. So Kraft, we already know that didn't work. That didn't work.
Bentaleb, he's kept it ticking over. Hasn't does anything spectacular, but yeah, he's played a few 7, 8 out of 10s. I haven't seen him really play a 5 or 6, so yeah, he's been decent.
Where are them 7 out of 10s, man?
No, is it like I've not seen him play poorly. We may have lost a game here or there.
Yeah.
Where he didn't do great, but I don't know. Does he offer assists? Like, is he like just a pure anchor man holding midfielder? Or is he just a box to box? Like,
he does a lot of them little turns. He loves the little cheeky nutmeg every now and again. He loves the drag back. But apart from like that, I just need to see something more. Like, if you're in the team and you're taking up Shelby's position or you're taking up Haley's position, I need to see why you're there, not just, I can do like a cheeky drag back or I can do a cheeky nutmeg. Like, I need to see more than that. You know what I'm saying?
In fairness, I haven't seen many faults in his game. We've won games when he's been in the team. We've lost games. He hasn't been a standout performer. He's just kept it ticking over. So, Yeah, I'll reserve judgment on him. To be fair, I need to see more of him. I would say.
Okay. All right. And then Danny Rose, what are you saying?
Yeah, he's getting back to fitness. The fitter he gets, the better he'll play. Once again, he's 29, so I don't really see us signing him long term or even signing him permanently. Don't know what he's on at Spurs. He'll probably be top 4 or 5 earners. But once again, we will not sign him and Willems because they're both like good enough to be first teamers. I can't see either of them being happy on the bench. Maybe Willems may be happy being a sub because he knows he's coming back to fitness. So maybe for the first half of the season, but eventually, you know the situation we've got with Shaw and Lejeune, where one of them are dropping out because we're playing 2 centre backs. They are technically both first teamers. Shaw won't be happy on the bench, so I can be in a situation where it'll be hard to keep them both happy. So realistically, I can only see us signing one of them and having Dummett as cover for them.
So if you used to sign one of them, which one would it be?
Well, I would say the fact that Willems is injured, that has a factor. He's not fit. There's no guarantee he's going to get back to fitness. So we have to, if we're talking about form, that's a different question.
If you're talking about if they're both fit, both available, both for, let's say, both for £10 million, so they're both the same amount of money. Rose is what, 29? Willems is a bit younger, I think.
So it would have to be Willems because obviously he's younger, but it's a tough one. But yeah, it would have to be Willems just for the fact that he's younger and he's proved he can perform. Okay. But I wouldn't be disappointed if we signed Rose. I'll be happy if we signed him.
Okay, fair enough. And then the last thing I want to ask you is about formations. Now, you touched on it before. Like, obviously, we've had to drop Cher, we've had to drop Lejeune because we're playing Fernandes and Lascelles. Has Bruce found his formation? Because before, let's face it, he was just trying to ride off Rafa's wave, innit? He's playing Rafa's formation because that's what we're used to.
Yeah.
But now in the last 2 games at least, if not a bit longer, he's played that formation and he's obviously won the last 2 before obviously this break. So what are you thinking? What are you saying?
Well, I mean, playing Rafa's formation is the sensible thing to do because we ended last season strongly. We didn't start the season too well, but at the same time, you had Clark, who was a squad player. He earned his place in the team. So I understood playing 3 centre-backs. However, it was taking a lot of attacking impetus off us as well. Our attackers were isolated. I would like to play 3 in midfield, but I would say I would base it on the run of games. Yeah, I would like to do that too. However, I can't rely. Longstaff, I'd say, is in and out of the team form-wise. So, me personally, I'm writing off the last 2 games. One was against West Brom in the Cup, and the other one was against Southampton?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd like to be cautious, and I'll start with 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, 2 centre mids. It will have to be Shelby and Hayden.
Hold on. So basically, you're going back to Rafa's formation, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're telling Bruce, scrap it. I'm just going to go back to what Rafa does. Well, you're not even rating the fact that Bruce got 2 wins in the last 2 games using his formation. Nah, you're not rating it.
Yeah, I do rate it.
But you're not rating the formation, bro.
No, I'm rating the formation.
But you literally just said, I'm going to go back to 3 at the back. That's Rafa.
because it's like being solid is very important. I know for a fact that we're not great at responding from going 1-0 down.
Yeah.
How many games do we go 1-0 down and actually like win? If we go 1-0 down, we're more likely to draw or lose. Seeing us win from 1-0 down is very rare.
But the thing is, the fact that we've got 1 extra at the back, it means that we haven't got 1 extra going forward. And for this man here, Joe Linton, like, he needs to support it, whether it's him up top or him like on the wing sort of thing. So again, if we've got 3 at the back, Joe Linton isolated up top, we're definitely not going to score 1 anytime soon. So that's the kind of catch-22 that you're in, innit?
Yeah.
You either want to defend well and hopefully your strikers up top nick something, but Joe Linton has not been one to nick anything at the moment, has he? Do you know what I mean? We was doing that when we had Rondon and Almiron and
Yeah,
Perez up top. Now we've
yeah,
got a front three of Joe Linton, ASM and Miggy. It's not kind of worked. That's the reason why it's obviously gone to what it's gone to, and it's worked better, I think. And obviously the fact that we've got Gale as the front man rather than Joe Linton takes more pressure off Joe Linton, I think.
yeah. I'm not convinced about the whole just shoving him out wide. I think it's more for the fact that we have to play him because we paid so much for him.
Yeah,
Because
of course. That is
I've
a
mentioned,
factor, bro.
we have to play him, otherwise his market value goes down.
Mm.
That's my point. So yeah, we're kind of in a rock and a hard place. We kind of have to play him. But I understand why he does need the support because his touch is not great.
Mm.
I don't know about his link-up play. Maybe he's overthinking it.
I think he's going to come good, you know. Like, I know this is me talking now. I've killed him off, but I think he's actually going to come good second season. This is what I've heard, that he came good in the second season when he was out in Germany. And even going off Football Manager, which I've been batting, by the way, since we've been on this, he's come good. So I think he'll come good. And in this formation, as I said, if he's taking more out of the limelight and he can come off the wing, I think that's better for him. Do you know what I mean? We need a good hold-up, man. If we had Rondon and him coming into, like, him supporting Rondon, say, for example, that's the best thing for him. That's what I reckon anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do like that formation, and there will be times where it's needed, but I would base it on our current form and the fixtures that are coming up, to be honest. If it's a game that we just can't afford to lose, if it's a game we need to win, then yeah, we want to go for it. But at the same time, we don't want to go 1-0 down. So yeah, it's a tough one. And to be fair, the fact that the season stopped and we've lost momentum of games is probably distorting my opinion.
So you're too used to Rafa's way of thinking, man. You're just like, oh, I'm going to go back to the three at the back against Arsenal, defend. Hopefully nick something. But, you know, possibly a positive way of thinking, it benefits us, innit? As I said, in that last week, we beat West Brom through to the, whatever it was, quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and then Southampton. So
what does sway me away from that formation is the fact, remember when we drew 0-0 with Norwich, and Norwich actually deserved to win that game?
Yeah.
I think we're playing three at the back. Like,
certain games, those are the sort of games that we needed to be more offensive. Like, there's no good being defensive at home against, what was it, bottom of the table at the time. So, yeah, those were the sort of games where we need to be going for it. I agree. But I think maybe going forward now that we've kind of found a bit of a rhythm, I think that might be the best one.
Yeah, it's true. Well, as I said, I'm intrigued to see what players we're linked with. I don't know who we're going to free up in the squad to make space for new players. We have to let some players go, minus our loan players. We have to free our place in the squad. So for example, we don't keep Bentaleb and Lazaro. That's two players that we have to sign. Probably another 2 loans I can see.
Yeah, I still think we need to sign another striker. I know we was linked with Giroud and all the rest of it, but I think we need to sign a striker. Take the limelight off Joe Linton and someone who's actually proven to score. Maybe Sturridge, I don't know. I'm just throwing out names, but someone who's played in the Premier League, needs to prove a point in that sort of age bracket, mid-20s, late 20s, whatever. Defensively, I think we were all right. Left back, get that situation sorted. Right back, I would like to see that situation sorted once and for all, if it means selling 2 right backs and keeping one of them. And then I think the rest, we're all right. We're actually all right.
Yeah, fair play. We'll just have to see what when the season starts, man. I'll be interested to see the first few games.
Well, I think that's the main question, when the season starts, man, whether it be in June or whether it be next year, man. That's the $1 million question, isn't it?
Yep, $1 million question. But yeah, it's been hard watching no football, man. Just been watching the throwbacks on TV. Bit of Gary Neville's soccer box. Saw Michael Owen, Alan Shearer in it the other day.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, there hasn't been too much. To be honest, there's hardly anything to watch. Like, just really.
Well, I know what I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Sunderland
What's
Till
that?
I Die, season 2.
Is it?
Yeah. Come on, that's
Really?
keeping me entertained for the whole day at least. I need to
Yeah,
see
that
that,
is a
man.
touch. That is a touch.
That is a major touch. I'm looking forward to that being released and catching up on all of those low lights from the dizzy heights of League One.
I know, man. I
Oh,
know.
dude.
Cool,
Oh,
man.
man. Yeah, it's good
All right,
speaking
man.
to you, bro.
Yeah, man. I got my food cooking in it, but yeah, we'll catch up in a week or so, man. Do another
Yeah,
one in it.
100%, man. Try and get some more people on here as well, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
All right, man. Speak to you
All
soon,
right,
bro.
bro. Nice one.
All
In a
right,
bit.
cool.